Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cool Toys, and what I have here on my table today is the Joker from Spin Masters. I saw this when I was walking through the aisles of Target, and what caught my eye is that he's basically almost like a 3 and 3/4, 4-inch action figure, and it looks like he's super articulated. He has elbow and knee joints, and it's not just a 5 point action figure. I really don't care for the 5 point action figures like the old Star Wars where the elbows don't bend and the knees don't bend. I want something that can bend and do some action poses and things like that. And it's open packaging. I don't like that because like people are touching this and it can get germs all over the store. I like sealed packages. But there's this. Can you hear it? There's like something in this like wall locker here. So I don't know if it's his accessories or just a build-a-figure or what. I really don't know too much about this Spin Masters line. Like I said, only thing that caught my eye is the height of it, and I was like, hey, he might fit in with like my GI Joe action figures. Um, Sometimes I like mixing stuff up. If you look at my background here, I've got like Ghostbusters, I've got a 6-inch Sergeant Slaughter, I got some Transformers and He-Man there on the left. So I am into a variety of figures, but I generally like the 3 to 4 inch action figures. I prefer those. It's a better scale. Even this vehicle in the background, I've done a video on it. This is within this scale of 4-inch action figures or below. Uh, it's if you have a 6-inch vehicle, it's gonna be 2 or 3 times the size of this one in front of you. It takes up too much real estate, too much room. Not everyone lives in a huge mansion of a house where they can fill every room full of all their action figures. If you have a smaller home, you would like to have smaller collectibles just so you can have more of what you enjoy collecting. So that's my take on that. Anyway, rest of the package here. Take a look at the other action figures. So I guess the rest of these are all in the same size, style, and articulation. That Batman looks pretty cool. He has like the jacket. And then they have these other editions. It's like a silver and bronze or gold and bronze metallic rebirth Joker, and this is a metallic rebirth Batman. So I don't know if they're like chases or what. Uh, like I said, when I was going through Target, I only saw this guy and maybe one other. Maybe it was this Batman, but I just decided to just pick him up. I'm gonna open up the package. We'll see how he poses and things like that. The rest of the packaging is all that mumbo jumbo. So pause the camera here. We'll come back and we'll see how he sticks out with the rest of our figures and my action toy line. All right, so before we get to the figure, this is what I popped out of the top of this thing that was rattling around in this little like wall locker cabinet thingy. It's like this paper bag with the bat symbol, and it's taped. So I thought we would open it up together. This is some kind of like mystery surprise, basically, at least to me, because like I said, I haven't seen this toy line before. I haven't seen any reviews on it, anything like that. So I really don't know what's in here. That's pretty cool. You got a Batman bag. It's like a paperish bag. And we'll dump it out, see what we find. Okay. So yeah, I guess that is his accessories. That's weird. So we got a pair. I know it's... I dropped that piece. Let me get... All right. Found it. It was on the floor. Got these pair of pliers so we can see it better. Pair of like brass knuckles. If that's coming in on the camera there. Pretty cool. I guess it fits in his hand. We'll see about that. It looks pretty bulky. And then you got this weird container. He's always using all kinds of like... Damn, I keep dropping everything today, man. These tweezers aren't holding it. He has those weird gimmicky weapons. Probably shoots some kind of like nerve agent or laughing gas or something like that. Has like a mouth with a tongue for the spray nozzle, and a can that just has like I see two W's on it. So weird, wacky, looks real kitty. Maybe you can like change the colors with some other paint if you don't like it in all in green. The gold knuckles, you could probably maybe paint them like silver or something like that. So we'll get into the action figure. I just took a moment off camera to like pose his arms. Really cool. They bend really well. I don't feel like it's gonna like break. Feels like a basically a GI Joe action figure. You know the way the articulation bends. You don't. Oh yeah, you do have side to side, so it goes outward, in and down, and his knees, they are a little rendered by his little flappy jacket. But what gets me is this huge peg hole in the back. That is ridiculous. What is the purpose of that? He doesn't even come with anything that plugs in his back. So unless there's some other thing with these Spin Masters where if they get vehicles or play sets and like you're supposed to plug them into it, but or some kind of like backpack with sound features, that's way too big for a hole in the back. I mean, if you were customizers want to fill that up and paint it purple, but pretty cool figure. Head doesn't move that well, but you do get no, the camera's not focusing. Some bending motions, and we'll try and put these weapons in his hands. So let's try this spray gun thing. It's huge compared to his hand. It does fit in his hand. That's pretty cool. Looks real cartoony, gimmicky. Same thing with these brass knuckles. They are huge compared to his hands. I knew they were just as soon as I put it in my hand. I was like, that doesn't fit like a brass knuckle. There should not be all that huge gap in there. So it's really oversized. They may have done it on purpose because, you know, he's the Joker. He's always using weird weapons. Let's compare him with some G.I. Joe action figures. I'm going to grab some off my shelf. All right, so I have them compared here with some GI Joes. We have our vintage Cobra Viper here. They're 3 3/4. There's the new Joker that I just picked up. He's in between the sizes because here's the 4-inch modern Cobra Commander, which is basically from the Rise of Cobra line. So he's a little taller than the vintage, and he's a little shorter than the 4-inch modern GI Joe. Pretty cool. I think he could really stick into your GI Joe universe for your action figures if you have them in there, especially with your vintage. I mean, he doesn't have the vintage style. He has more of the modern style. Um, you know, you can tell he's shorter, but you know, from a farther distance or closer distance, with some camera work, it may work with your figures. For any storyline that you have set up that you want to pretend to do in whatever your universe you're doing. Let's put him in this vehicle here. He's not going to sit well, I don't believe, you know, because another thing is with his hip joints that I don't care for that much is it's just like a rolling, like, so if you go to bend his legs roll out to the side. So that's like he just does splits like that. I mean, let's see if we can bend it closer. So, you know, you put all this articulation in this figure, you know, why not just manufacture the hips to work properly? I mean, that's ridiculous. If you wanted to put down your action figure and have him sit down, no one sits like that. It's, you know, I know we got this thing sticking out, but like I'm trying to say is his legs will not come together. They're like pointed out in a V, which is ridiculous because then look, now you can't put him in any vehicles. This was a cheaper figure. I think he was like, I don't know, between $10 or $12. But standing, he does just fine. You know, stands on his own. It's really a shame you can't put him in any vehicles or things like that. He does have foot peg holes in the bottom. They're really big, so they're not going to fit on any like vintage stands. I can already tell they're bigger than the G.I. Joe. You know, let me grab one real quick. Just make. All right, got it back. Yeah, it doesn't fit on this 3 3/4 stand. I don't know about the other one. I don't have one with me right now. So there's his stand. Makes the Viper a little bit taller, more to his height. So you could have your vintage guy on a stand, and then he would kind of look in the same scale with just that little bit. Overall, pretty cool. You can have Joker in the background. Maybe I'll pick up a Batman. Uh, you can have G.I. Joe and Cobra fighting, and like Batman and Joker in the background, getting into some mischief or something like that. Anyways, it's late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't sleep, so I decided to do a video. So you let me know if any of you guys have this Spin Masters line. Have you picked them up? Are you considering picking them up? Pretty cool figure. I like it. That'll be all. This is Cool Toys. Everything's falling. Y'all take it easy. Later.